white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently and all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
We all know that whites are not from Africa. For them being there, obviously they are not supposed to be.
But they are blacks are also outside African. They are
Yeah, sure. That's how it is.
and they feel at home also there in Europe. So the whites should feel at home also in Africa.
The blacks should feel at home because they were forced to be there. The whites shouldn't feel at home because they're forced to be there. Bro, Trump even also thought like what South Africa is doing is wrong. It's like now us were a threat to white people. But initially the whites were a threat to blacks because what our ancestors went through is imaginable. So, bro, they should just.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the president. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah, let me,
Thank you, Mr. President.
it will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
Excuse me, turn the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yeah. South Africa occupy land.
That South Africans, especially the black South Africans, they say they are not. It's like they are under colonization.
We've been getting that a lot.
Like South Africa is not yet independent
because they're still whites.
Yeah, because they are still whites, and they say whites are controlling the system. They think whites in South Africa are controlling the economy, the power, and
the enjoyment and everything.
Yes. Is it like that, first of all?
Obviously, number one, obviously, whites are not from Africa, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that whites are not from Africa. Like they are not.
Yeah.
You know. So for them being there, obviously they are not supposed to be, but they are there. And there are some.
But I feel like, but they are blacks are also outside African.
Yeah, sure. That's how it is.
And they feel at home also there in Europe. So the whites should feel at home also in Africa.
The blacks should feel at home because they were forced to be there. The whites shouldn't feel at home because they're forced to be there. You get my point? Like you cannot come to my house and tell me that I'm coming to your house and I'm coming to stay in your house and there's nothing you can do about it. Other than you taking me from my house and making me go stay somewhere else. You see? That's the thing. But what I should clarify is that having whites in South Africa doesn't mean that they control also our enjoyment. That's why you see that black people as a whole, like black people, regardless of where they're from, black people have too much enjoyment. Even when you look at black Americans, those people enjoy. It's in the DNA.
Yeah.
Like it's rare for you to hear a black person saying, "No, I cannot dance." No, it's very rare. But for whites, if you ask them to dance, you understand? So the whites in South Africa, yes, maybe in the economy, in other aspects of life, but as far as enjoyment is concerned, even if you go to Zone 6, if you go to a club in South Africa, you'll find it's rare to find white people.
But okay, economy-wise and political, because those are the key points for the country. if you're not controlling your economy or your politics, that means you're not free. You're not independent.
Yeah.
White South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you.
No, I'd like
So
to-
when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
If they're committing genocide, why invite them? So if they are committing genocide, why invite the South Africans? Go right on.
President Trump. Mr. President
This is one after another. This family was wiped out. I'm just looking.
Can we get a
President
response from
Ramaphosa,
President
can you give us your
Ramaphosa?
reaction to those videos, Mr. President?
President
Yes, I
Trump,
want
could
to react.
Well, I think the videos are so. No, when you look at the videos, I mean, how does it get worse? And these are people that are officials, and they're saying that kill the white farmer and take their land. That's what it is. And I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land. They take your land and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now we're going to talk about it.
We're going to.
But this is a tremendous look. This is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are, and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march. They had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
But let me
and it was
clarify that.
terrible. Yeah.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
Do blacks have power for sure in South Africa? Are they the ones controlling what's going on there?
To be honest, no. Because we still have whites who still control land that is rightfully for the blacks. We still have got whites who are still having that racial aspect in their life, you know. Socially, there are some other places that even blacks cannot step because it's a white area in South Africa. There's some areas like that. So, yeah, whites have a way of controlling.
And I had there were your government was planning. There was a plan regarding the lands, what sharing things.
Yeah.
I even saw Trump criticizing
Yeah.
South African government because of those things.
He even, bro, Trump even also thought like what South Africa is doing is wrong. It's like now us we're a threat to white people. But initially the whites were a threat to blacks because what our ancestors went through is unimaginable. So, bro, they should just.
I saw even. But is it true that South Africa, like I heard that the government is taking the land from whites by force?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an entertainment person. The political aspect, I might not be sure about that.
Yeah, okay.
But I believe so, I guess, because I heard like other whites are now leaving, migrating from South Africa. They're now leaving South Africa. So I guess it's right.
Okay, how do you see that? Like the whites
Leaving.
Yeah, they are leaving South Africa. How do
I mean, it's for our own good. Like it's for our own good, bro. Like if they leave, what's the point of being?
But I heard that the ones who developed that country, man.
That is true.
So are you the black South Africans? Are you able to keep the things moving and running very well?
Them developing it, like doesn't mean that we cannot do it on our own, because we've reached in a point where we cannot do stuff on our own. We have black billionaires, we've got black millionaires. So what could possibly go wrong? You know, but otherwise there'll be influence of whites, because there's still people who believe that whites are the it of the country. So
So even
Yeah.
if they go, you can run the things.
we can, like, I guess at this point where we are now learned enough, we know how to do stuff. We've been learned since. It's just that it was because of some issues.
We do allow them to take
No-
land.
nobody can
And then
take
when they
land.
take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is quite
Nothing happens to
There
them.
is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The
been
farmers are
utilizing.
black. The farmers are not black.
We
I don't
now-
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off, they died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't
we
know
will
we'd get
talk about it.
involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built, 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I'd take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about them.
Well, there are
And
problems.
this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States.
Those are all recent. Those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say you are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about. Let me just add quickly, you know, the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to, in many ways, identify where shootings are happening and all that. And I'd like to talk about that, because there is support that we can get from you as the United States to help us deal with all these acts of criminality. And that is what I believe partnership is all about. And we are here as a partner so that we can help each other whenever there are challenges. So I'd like us to discuss it, and of course outside of the media, so that we sit down and have a really good discussion that will lead to